What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kendall. Hope you guys are having a great day out there. Before today, I am actually going to be diving into some good old Elvis Presley. Now, when I was younger, I used to be such a huge Elvis Presley fan, and I have to thank one of my cousins for that because he was also like a huge Elvis Presley fan. I'm not sure if he still is. If he still is today. Not like he was when he was younger, probably, but I'm actually going to be listening to Heartbreak Hotel. Now, I have heard this one, but it's been such a long time since I listened to it, so I want to see if it still holds up today. I mean, I'm sure it will because it's Elvis Presley, but I want to go ahead. I just want to get right into it. This is a really, it's a 50s song. I couldn't really find like a video, like an official video for it. So this is going to be a lyric video that, I'm going to be, watching and listening to. But let's just get right into it. Elvis Presley, Heartbreak Hotel. Here we go.
Baby left me, well I found a new place to dwell. Well it's down at the end of Lonely Street, that Heartbreak Hotel where I'll be just so lonely, baby. Well I'm so lonely, I'll be just so lonely, I could die.
Yeah.
Although it's always crowded, you still can find some room for broken-hearted lovers to cry there in the gloom. I'll be so lonely, baby. I'll be so lonely. They're so lonely they could die. Now the bellhop's tears keep flowing, the desk clerk's dressed in black. Well, they've been so long on the street, they'll never look back and think you're so lonely.
So, right away, I just have to point out, I've all I never really thought about this, when I was younger and, I'm getting older and I never really realized this, but I was always so impressed with the way that Elvis can, all of a sudden just, sing those really high notes and then go into those really low notes. That's impressive. And that shows that Elvis was one talented dude. And it's kind of like, the Beatles. I mean, you definitely can understand why even so many years later, well over 60, almost 70 years later, you can understand why, Elvis is still, the icon that even he is today. Even just, going to Graceland is, a huge thing. And I've actually been to Graceland. I went when I want to say I was 12, I want to say I was 12 because I think I was going on 13. But I was, of course, so fascinated by, everything I saw, his, stylish living room and, his jungle room. And I was like a kid in a candy store. It was just so cool to be able to see. I still listen, to Elvis even today, but sadly not as much as I did when I was younger. And I want to get back into it because I just, you just really forget how great of a voice Elvis has. And, really just, just how, beloved how beloved he is even today. You see so many young people listening to Elvis, and I think that's fantastic. That just shows how huge and legendary he is. But man, I want to get back into this. This song is great.
Baby, well they're so lonely, they could die. Well, if your baby leaves you, you got a tale to tell. Well, just take a walk down on the street to Heartbreak Hotel, where you will be so lonely, baby.
Oh, that's parts of Graceland.
You'll be so lonely you could die. room for broken-hearted lovers to cry.
Also, too, I have to point out, man, I forgot how great that guitar sound is, especially that piano. I mean, it was just having me going like, oh yeah. But I actually, through research, I thought this was really interesting, but it was an urban legend, and it was, labeled as an urban legend. But supposedly, there was a report in the Miami Herald that a man had, destroyed all his identity papers, and sadly had jumped out of a hotel window and left a note saying, like, walking down a lonely street, which, I mean, you can understand, why, especially because, it contains those, those lyrics in the song, but apparently it's just an urban legend. But I had never heard that before, and I just thought that was kind of interesting, and I just had to point that out. But I want to go back and listen to that guitar sound.
You're so lonely, baby. Well, they're so lonely.
Sorry, I went back a little bit too much.
Well, they're so lonely, they could die. Well, if your baby leaves you, you got a tale to tell. Well, just take a walk down the
I like this too.
To Heartbreak Hotel, where you will be. You're so lonely, baby. Well, you'll be lonely. You'll be so lonely, you could die.
There it is. I want to listen to it again. I just want to listen to it again.
Though it's always crowded, you still can find some room for broken-hearted lovers to cry. It's so lonely, baby. Well, they're so lonely. They'll be so lonely they could die.
Oh, it's his Jungle Room. Yeah, I mean, Elvis wasn't called the king of rock and roll for no reason. I mean, he definitely earns that title, because it was like I had mentioned earlier. I was impressed with, with the way that he could just go from, those really high notes into, those really low sounds. And and like I said, that's the sign of pure talent. And man, I mean, I know, Elvis has been gone for almost 50 years now, but I mean, it's still, he died so young, and so, oh gosh, so tragically too. But man, and I definitely plan to, really go back and explore more, of his catalog, because I mean, he just has just so many hits and so many classics. I mean, including this one. I mean, definitely by far, like among his biggest hits. But I mean, of course, he had so many. I mean, you can't really keep track of it. But I wanted to go back and listen to that guitar sound and that piano and those piano keys, because I just thought, I forgot how much I love that part of the song, and I wanted to go back. And I apologize for going back a little bit too much. But I mean, I don't mind hearing parts of that song again. But what do you guys think? What's your favorite Elvis Presley song? What other songs of his would you like to see me react to? Or are there some other songs by some other artists that you would like to see me react to? But if you liked what you saw and you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and share, and that way you will get notified when I drop new videos. And plus, it would also really just help me get the channel out there and growing. And if you liked what you saw here, hopefully you'll check out some of my other content that I have. I've reacted to a lot of really cool songs on here, and hopefully you will like it too. But until then, stay safe. Have a great day.